Hey, Seesaw Sanji here with another video. I sometimes I talk about things that I want to see in One Piece. What I would like to see. It's not necessarily a prediction. I don't make predictions too often because I don't really uh, get wrapped up in getting things right. What the heck is right? As far as the story goes, it's whatever they want it to be. But I am going to make a prediction now. The last time I made a prediction, a serious prediction, was right before Wano, and I told everybody that somehow Luffy was going to be the reincarnation of Joy Boy in some way, shape, or form or fashion. And sure enough, that's what happened. Now, my next prediction has to do with Luffy's powers. I don't know how he's going to do this or how he's going to accomplish this. I don't know if it's going to be through Juri Bonnie and her powers or through his own powers. But somehow he's going to make doppelgangers of himself. Okay? Now you might be saying, no, 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 that's too much like Naruto. No, 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 that's too much like Dragon Ball Z. Because they do make doppelgangers of themselves in Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to tell you that no, they're not copying one another. They're all copying the same thing. That's the reason why they're so similar. This is a trope that goes throughout all the major animes. They cannot help but to incorporate somehow either the abilities or the character traits of Wukong the Monkey King. Yes, these are not Looney Tune powers that Luffy has. These are Wukong the Monkey King powers. Okay? They all, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, well, One Piece, they in some way, shape, or form, they're taking powers or abilities from Wukong the Monkey King. They cannot help themselves but incorporate this stuff. All these people that write these animes have they grew up watching Wukong the Monkey King, The Journey to the West, and they just can't help themselves. Now they they copy Wukong the Monkey King in various different ways. It's either somehow the enemy they come across they beat them kind of silly or whatever, and then they somehow talk them into joining their side. Like Naruto talk no jutsu. They do that. Um, Look at Dragon Ball Z. If you go back and watch Dragon Ball, every one of those Z fighters, except for Krillin and Gohan, try to kill Goku in Dragon Ball. Okay, when he was a little kid, they have tried to kill him. Okay, and he's wooed them over to his side to train with him. Same thing with Naruto, the Talk no Jitsu, the Shadow clones, all that. The walking on water in Naruto, the walking up trees in Naruto, that all comes from Wukong the Monkey King. Okay? If you really want to get into it, I can tell you that Naruto is more of a copy of Wukong the Monkey King than any of the other ones. Even though the Japanese stole Wukong the Monkey King from China and called him Son Goku. Yes, they stole the story and renamed it. And like it's obvious with Dragon Ball because he has the ability to transform into a monkey. He has a staff, but they all have staffs. Okay, Dragon Ball Z, Goku has the power pole. In Naruto, Hiruzen, the third Hokage, he has a staff that extends. The same thing. And then in One Piece, Nami has it. Okay, these are all character traits from Wukong the Monkey King, and all of them, they all have this group of people that they're with. Like in One Piece, he has an entire crew of people. He has, the Grand Fleet and all this hoorah. But somehow he gets isolated by him to himself. You know? Somehow his crew gets separated and he has to take on this huge entire army all by himself. Okay? Think about Whole Cake Island. They write the story that way. Okay, Whole Cake Island, Big Mom's army, all of her, her children, gang up on him at the end. And who's he with? Nami, who has the staff. The only one character who has a staff like that. You know, and if you think about it, really, what did the Straw Hats that went to Wano? What did they accomplish in Wano by themselves? Not a whole lot. They didn't really accomplish a whole lot. What, stay low and not get caught? They didn't have to go to Wano. They could have went with Luffy to a Whole Cake. The only thing that there would have been a conflict is Zoro being there. Because if Zoro seen what Sanji did in Whole Cake, he would probably cut him down. Or he would have left. So they got around that conflict by sending Zoro to Wano. But in all reality, they didn't need to go there. It didn't accomplish anything. But getting back to the Wukong the Monkey King thing, they all copy him with the cloning, the being able to transform into different things, different objects, all that. And you might say, what's the big deal? But think about it. Wukong the Monkey King is Chinese. It's not Japanese. Okay? Think about how much money Japan has made off of copying Wukong the Monkey King. I mean, not just the people who have written and drawn these animes. Think about how much taxes in importing all these different stories over the years, over decades. Think about how long Dragon Ball Z's been running. It's been running almost before One Piece has, really, if you want to go back to original Dragon Ball. So it's older than One Piece by a good substantial margin if you want to go back to original Dragon Ball. And then you go back to, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and all this. It's all Wukong the Monkey King. And this is the reason why China hates Japanese anime. They hate it. They have a shrine to Dragon Ball, which is Yamcha laying on the ground dead. Because that's how much they hate Dragon Ball. This is the next evolution in his powers. He is going to be able to copy or clone himself. I don't know if it's going to be through the use of Juri Bonnie. Now, she can change the age of everybody around her. And she can change and make herself look like, Gear 5 or have, powers that Gear 5 has. Why can't she give the Gear 5th power to other people around her, at least in some capacity? That's the next evolution in her powers. And making pseudo clones of Luffy in a way. I'm telling you, he's going to copy himself, clone himself in some capacity. It's already been done in some ways. Think about in Whole Cake Island when he transferred all them animals and made them look like himself. And made diversions. And that's how, and that's how they was able to break the picture because he was able to sneak in and, you know, and use that as a distraction. But anyway, he's already done this in the story to some degree. This is what he's going to do. I am telling you. I'm not asking you. I ain't telling you that this is my prediction. This is what I'm thinking. I am telling you with the utmost certainty that this is the next evolution in his powers. He is going to do this. I don't know when. I don't know why. I don't know how. But he's going to do this. This is Wukong the Monkey King. This is one thing that I can't really stand about the big three in anime. The big three pillars. I know there's a lot of different animes out there. And I watch them. A lot of them that are based in technology don't really have Wukong the Monkey King. But anytime they have some type of magical ability, uh, it's either Wukong the Monkey King, and you cannot incorporate Wukong the Monkey King with also incorporating the ideas from Buddhism, the reincarnation, um, the Enlightenment, uh, everything. And just go read Journey to the West or watch it. It's kind of corny, it's outdated, but you can watch summaries on it. You can see how when Wukong is trying to jump off the Buddha's hand, and he sees the four pillars in the distance, and he writes graffiti on them, and Wukong the Monkey King writes graffiti on these pillars and pees on them. Those four pillars are represented in Naruto by the four Hokage in the mountain. And that's exactly what Naruto does on him. He writes and draws stuff on them. He might pee on them. I don't forgot, but you get it, okay? Uh, Wukong the Monkey King, he goes underwater, and that's where he gets his staff. He goes to the emperor in the under the sea, and he gets his staff. It's an iron pillar that's holding up the ocean, the sea. And Wukong the Monkey King takes it and uses it as his weapon. It's Fishman Island. Okay? And then he goes up to the heavens. He rides the pole, just like the way Goku does, to get the Korin Tower. Same way. Okay? And he goes to the heavens. Skypiea. He has the ability to walk on clouds. Just like the way Goku does Nimbus. Just like the way Luffy and them do in Skypiea. That's not natural to be able to walk on clouds. Okay? These are all Wukong the Monkey King. I like anime that get away from that idea of Wukong the Monkey King and Buddhism and all that crap. And if you are a Buddhist, it's fine. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not super religious, but that's your take. And really, if you're Buddhism doesn't really have a god. Watch Zoro. He's an example of that. He doesn't believe in God because he's Buddhism. He's Buddhist. So, that is what it is. But that's the reason why I wrote my story. I love certain aspects of anime, but they can't help themselves but incorporate Buddhism or Wukong the Monkey King. They can't get away from that. They can't write an original idea of their own. And I like some of the aspects of it, of anime, and that's one thing I think the Japanese anime gets wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Japanese anime, and I don't think Western stuff is far from perfect, okay? It has its own faults. We're too in a bubble, and we can't get out of that bubble in Western stuff. And we can't focus on a good story. It's all recycled stuff from the past. Most of these books that are written nowadays are just parts and a little bit of here and there from other stories. Nobody has a genuine article coming from them, and their experiences. It's nothing from the heart. It's just, I like this thing, I like that thing. And I took in things from other stories, but there are telling mechanics that I liked. Not exactly, copy and paste from other stories. I've talked about this in nauseum in other videos, but another thing too, I know I have a few, loyal followers, that really do watch my videos constantly. I don't have to advertise or anything. I always get like a certain number of views, without advertising. And I thank you. You know who you are. Thank you. I appreciate everything. And I know I've been kind of sporadic about doing these videos. Been a lot of crap going on in my life. Uh, you know, getting stuff straightened out up here. Been very busy, but doing a lot of overtime. But thank you all. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe. Every little bit counts. Thanks for watching. Sea Salt Sanji. Peace.